What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hoop Portal. Today, we are going to get into our final preseason rankings just dropped from ESPN. We're about 3 weeks away from the college basketball season starting. We're going to go through all of them 1 through 25, and then in each subsection 1 through 5, 6 through 10, etc., etc., we're going to talk about at least one team in each one of those categories, a question we might have, where we think they might finish. According to ESPN, the number one team in the country is going to be Purdue Boilermakers, followed at number 2, defending national champions, Florida Gators, number 3, Houston Cougars, number 4, UConn Huskies, number 5, St. John's Red Storm. Now, with these 5 teams, I think St. John's is the team that I potentially have a question mark about. UConn, we kind of know what they are. Houston, we're going to know what they are. Purdue, we definitely know who they should be. St. John's has a ton of turnover, even in the transfer portal and NIL era. They have a lot of guys, new faces coming in. Projected starting lineup gives them one player from last year, Zuby Ejiofor. Ian Jackson coming in from North Carolina, Jason Sandin coming in from Arizona State, Oziah Sellers, Bryce Hopkins. And Bryce hasn't played for 1 year. He played 23-24. Great scorer, great player in the Big East, proven there. Can he come back and be healthy? They've got guys all over the court that can score. The question on this team, though, is going to be how good are they defensively? Enter all the KenPom rankings over the last 10 years. The teams need to be in the top 10 defensively and offensively to legitimately have a shot at winning a national championship. A down year in the Big East does make me think that it might be difficult to gauge this team. Not a super tough non-conference. It's one that's a little bit tricky. They've got Alabama. Alabama, we're a bit unsure about. And I get it. NIL transfer portal error. We're unsure about a lot of teams. Alabama's on there. Iowa State's on there. Baylor's on there. Ole Miss is on there. Kentucky is going to be a really good test for them at the end of December. And then they're in the Big East play. I think the 2 UConn games are going to be huge for them and for us to understand who they really are as a team. The talent and scoring is there. It's going to be a question defensively. It's going to be a question about toughness. But if there is a coach in the country that you would feel comfortable or confident would be able to instill those 2 things, it's probably Pitino. Next, 6 through 10, we have got, according to ESPN, Louisville Cardinals, number 7, BYU Cougars, which I think is a bit low. I get 7's not low, and it's BYU basketball. Feels a bit low. 8, Michigan, 9, Kentucky, 10, Duke coming in at that final top 10 spot. This whole group is intriguing. Louisville versus Kentucky might be one of the most exciting top non-conference games. BYU is loaded with talent for college and NBA. Dusty May might be the best coach, X&O coach in college basketball. And Duke's Isaiah Evans could lead all Power 5 schools or all Power 5 players in scoring this year. This group honestly doesn't really have a ton of questions. Louisville's going to be top 2 or 3 at worst in the ACC. BYU has got either the best player in the country or a top 3 player in the country. They've got Robert Wright coming in, who is one of the better players in the Big 12. Adding that to AJ DeBonsta. Continuity with guys coming back like Kebaketa and Richie Saunders. Michigan has a lot of new guys, but it's Dusty May. He's been brilliant in both stops now at FAU and in his first year at Michigan. Kentucky, Mark Pope going into another year. They've got a lot of scorers. I really like the addition of Jalen Lowe. They've got guys back. They're going to be solid. Duke is loaded with freshmen. Isaiah Evans could be one of the best scorers in the country. Their question is going to be inside on the big, and right now it is listed as projected that Patrick Ngamba is going to be the starting center. We'll see how that phases out throughout the year. I think if some of these other freshmen or Duke might switch up their lineup, they're big across the board. Maybe they go a little bit smaller, not have that big guy in. 6 through 10 is a good group. There's a lot for each team. Really excited to watch all of them play. Most of them have a big-time game. Louisville's got Kentucky, so they'll play each other. Michigan's playing Duke. They've got each other. And BYU's got a matchup with UConn in the Garden, in the TD Garden, as well as other games coming up. Number 11 through 15. 11, Texas Tech Red Raiders. Number 12, Arkansas Razorbacks. 13, Arizona Wildcats. 14, UCLA Bruins. 15, Iowa State Cyclones. The best player in the country might be in this group, and that is JT Toppin at Texas Tech. Coach McCaslin is coming off another fantastic coaching year. He got that group to an Elite 8 and was really, really close to taking down Florida, which a lot of teams were last year in the tournament, but still did it. Guards coming in who can score. If JT Toppin and Christian Anderson, the 2 returning starters from last year's group, if they're able to get the new guys adjusted, acclimated to Big 12 basketball, their 3 big transfers all are coming from mid-majors, but nonetheless, Santa Clara, VCU represented teams that did win, teams that did do well. Again, adding that talent in with Christian Anderson and JT Toppin. If those guys can get them going in the right direction, there is a potential that Texas Tech is a legit Final Four candidate and could be a national championship team. Losing Darian Williams was huge, one of the best players in the transfer portal class. He's gone to NC State, but if they're able to just replace that scoring, replace that leadership, which is going to be difficult, a lot of that is going to come down to JT Toppin and how he develops and continues to be potentially the National Player of the Year and should be the best player in the Big 12 outside of maybe AJ DeBonsta. Number 16 through 20. At number 16, we've got Illinois Fighting Illini. 17, we've got Auburn Tigers. 18, Tennessee. 19, Alabama. And 20, Gonzaga. Two teams in this group that stand out to me are Illinois and Auburn. I've got, which we'll get it in preview, I've got Illinois in the Final Four this year. Adding Stojakovic to this team, who should be in that National Player of the Year conversation, the size of Illinois is going to be a problem. The two guards up top are not overwhelmingly big, about 6'2", 6'3", but when you go Stojakovic down, whether you're starting both the Vicic brothers or you're bringing Mrkovic off the bench, you've got two 7-footers back there and Stojakovic at a legit 6'7", 6'8". They're going to be huge if those guards are able to just maintain and contain people. Even if they get blown by, they should be able to switch a lot. They should be able to move and cover ground, and they should have really good rim protection. I like them a lot. I think this is Brad's best team since he had Ayo and Kofi. That team did lose in the second round. I don't think that happens again. I think this year, if they stay healthy and they've got this going right, that team, I think, could easily make a Final Four. Really intriguing to see how they finish out in the Big Ten and what they look like come March. Auburn losing Bruce Pearl. Stephen Pearl needs to get this team to, in my opinion, at least to a Sweet 16. If you want more of my opinion on Auburn and that whole situation on the coaching saga, check out the video in the description. We break that whole thing down. It's probably going to be at the end as well. Look at that. Get your comments in on that. 21 through 25, the fun group. Okay, this is the fun group. Wisconsin at number 21, Kansas 22, Creighton 23. What does life look like for them post Ryan Kalkbrenner? That's a huge loss for that program. 24, NC State, 25, North Carolina. Let's go to the triangle for this group with NC State and UNC. NC State team is loaded with dogs. They've got a good staff. They've got a ton of March Madness experience, the most actually in the ACC. This team is, if this team is healthy, they are locked for March. They're going to be a really difficult group to deal with. If the team clicks and Wade gets in his bag and the chips fall right, this could be another dark horse Final Four team in Raleigh, North Carolina this year. Super scary to think about what that team could be. Earlier in the video, we talked about Texas Tech losing Darian Williams. He's at NC State. NC State, if there was a match made in heaven between coach and program fans, this is it with Will Wade. NC State may have bottled greatness here, and if they can maintain and keep up and continue to push further, especially in a year that Duke might not be as good as they were last year, Lord knows what is going on in Chapel Hill. NC State could make the case that they're the best team in North Carolina by the time the season is over, and yes, they could win the ACC, let alone make a Final Four run in March. North Carolina, this team has a high ceiling and a low floor. There's so many questions with this group, the coaching staff, the athletic department as a whole right now, and our Bill Belichick talk. Caleb Wilson's supposed to be the real deal. Hey, he seems a bit more worried about trash talking other schools in North Carolina than the pressure that is on UNC and Hubert Davis this year. They'll tell you there's no pressure, and maybe there's not. But this team has no true point guard. The bench and depth is questionable. The size inside is questionable. Henry Vasar looks legit, but post that, unless Caleb Wilson is really that guy, there's not much to look at once you go past that starting five. If Seth Trimble is asked to be the best player on this team, they're going to have a huge problem. It's hard to believe that this is the best roster that they could put together with $13 million in NIL. We were told last year, if you're a Carolina fan, we were told last year that now they've got the money. He's going to have this fixed. It's not going to be a problem. I'm looking at other rosters in the country that didn't cost $13 million, and they look a lot better than what North Carolina's put on the piece of paper. It's going to have to play out. We have no clue. Transfers, all this stuff, you really don't know until the chips fall and the teams start playing. Me personally, though, I've got a ton of questions with this North Carolina group. Just missed it. Next in line, these teams are San Diego State, Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, Michigan State. I'm sure Michigan State will find themselves in the top 25 at some point. I am going to get in some duck talk, though. They are returning top-tier Big Ten talent in Nate Biddle and Jackson Shelstad, and a third option with Kwame Evans. Transfers coming in like TK Simpkins, Sean Stewart from Ohio State, give some depth to this group. It's not the best roster on paper in the Big Ten. It's a bit top-heavy, but that honestly bodes well for a Dana Altman-led team when it gets close to tournament time. Shelstad did suffer a broken hand in preseason, supposed to be good to go potentially by the start of the year, if not December and by conference play. The pick and roll action between Biddle and Shelstad in March with that 1-2-2 Oregon press is going to give a lot of teams fits. I think they actually could be This could potentially be a team with Dana Altman that does make a good run. I'm excited to watch them. It's been a long time since I think a Wood Duck team has been set up to have success like this. They're going to get big wins like they did last year. Can they continue to compete? Can they continue to pump NIL money? And can they continue to adjust and regulate to life in the Big Ten and the Big Ten schedule? I think they could have a really good year, a team that not a lot of people are talking about. Okay, that's the top 25 breakdown. Like the video, hit subscribe to enter your name in the portal. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.